All right, Taken Abroad, chapter 8. We probably won't go any further than chapter 8. These chapters are getting depressingly long.
And not very good.
No, no, this one starts off pretty stupid.
I've only read the first small paragraph, and oh,
My goodness, we are in for a treat. Oh my
right.
goodness. Well, let's get our YouTuber crap out of the way. So, like and subscribe. Paco's going to put the links. She's going to put our link tree in the description and our links in the comments this time, instead of putting the link tree in the list of links.
Still worked.
Let's see. So we are Magnum Pot Pie on Rumble, Magnum Pot Pie on Spotify, Magnum Pot Pie on Cash App. We are Paco Peep on Ko-Fi and Paco Peep Pot Pies on YouTube. Is that everything?
I think so.
Holy shit, I remembered that.
Good job.
Yeah, look at me.
You're so smart.
Yeah, I might just have to reward myself with a Happy Meal. I had to explain to someone today that as an adult, I don't need an excuse to buy a Happy Meal.
True.
Yeah, sometimes you just want a Happy Meal.
Mm-hmm.
I had to explain that. I wonder if you can get those large sized.
I don't know.
Maybe you go to
Now
McDonald's
I
and be
know.
like, I want a chicken nugget Happy Meal large.
I don't want to see what would happen.
I'm actually curious now.
Well, I know what we're doing.
I guess I know what we're doing when we're done with this.
All right.
Oh God, I've been putting this off because this is about to be painful.
All right, I'll start us off.
Okay, start us off. Well, we gotta touch on where we were. Aaron,
Yeah.
Aaron. I don't know. They built a nursery, and then he fell asleep, and he and Brooke talk about Ham and how much they love each other.
I think that explains everything.
Yeah, there's no depth to their relationship. It's just Ham and love. That's it, Ham and love.
That fucking ham.
But I mean, I guess when you get down to it, our relationship is fried chicken and love.
Oh, yeah, but it's not just ham.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's cats too,
Yeah.
but we don't eat them.
Thank God. They appreciate that.
Well, at least not yet. I mean, things might get kind of tragic. We keep them fattened up.
Run, Levi, run.
Waddle.
Poor kitty.
Oh God.
All right.
All right, I guess I've delayed this long enough. All right, kick us off here.
The wedding day came, and Brooke and Aaron both had gotten sick before the ceremony. Aaron got sick because of his nerves, and Brooke got sick because of morning sickness from her being pregnant. I don't know of anyone else who gets morning sickness except a pregnant woman, but okay. Aaron.
Well, Lauren's incredibly tedious. He has to explain. They couldn't just be sick from nerves. It has to be Aaron got sick because of nerves. Brooke got sick because of this. Yeah, it has to be that. He's very tedious.
Oh, I'm already enjoying this next part. All right.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Aaron lost his train of thought and his strength in his knees when Brooke entered the aisle, and he fell to the floor.
Thump.
You kidding me, Lord?
Dumbass.
Oh my gosh.
He fell to the floor. God.
He quickly regained himself and stood back up with embarrassment all over his face.
Oh, God.
He was completely stunned by Brooke's beauty in her wedding dress. His palms grew sweaty, and his breaths got heavy as Brooke slowly approached him. Derek, being Aaron's best man and potato wielder for the wedding, had to quietly whisper some of Aaron's lines to him because he was so nervous he kept forgetting them. He was relieved when Blake, proudly being his ring bearer, had lifted the small pillow up to Aaron and Brooke so they could slide the rings on each other's fingers.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. The preacher finished.
Love it. Love it. Now, I don't know. I mean, I guess weddings can vary, obviously, and their lines and stuff can
Some
vary.
people write their own vows.
But this doesn't sound like it, because usually then they have it there.
Yeah, they've got the paper in their hand. Otherwise, you're just repeating what the preacher
says.
Yeah.
So the preacher said it, and he can't remember. So then his best friend has to.
No, see what actually happened is the preacher would give him the line. Lorne just stood there like a dope, and Derek stood behind him with a grilling fork and just poked him in the back of the head to spark the brain cell.
I like that image. I really do. All right. Aaron lifted Brooke's veil and placed a short but romantic kiss upon Brooke's lips. They both smiled with love in their eyes as they began to turn and walk out of the church.
At the reception, Amy caught the bouquet and hugged Brooke before her and Aaron left for their honeymoon. Is it in Hawaii?
Maybe?
They didn't really have much of a honeymoon because they were saving all the money they could for when the baby arrived. Oh, I guess I should have just waited, get the answer. They settled for a weekend away from home at a nice hotel to serve as their honeymoon, with discussion of maybe in the future they would be able to have a real honeymoon. But for now, they were happy sacrificing the future bills with the baby.
Time went on after the wedding, and Brooke was already in her 8th month of pregnancy. It's you. It's Brooke.
Yeah, it's Brooke.
Yeah, you do Brooke. You do Winnie Brooke.
Oh, you're right, I do, don't I?
Everyone loves your Winnie.
I can't believe how fast time has gone by, baby. It seems like it was just yesterday that we got married.
It is so good. It really is. Brooke told Aaron as she lay in bed with her arms wrapped around him. Yup. Are you ready to be a mommy in about 2 more weeks? Aaron asked her.
Yes, I am. Are you ready to be a daddy?
She returned.
Yes, I am.
We still have to think about what we're going to give our baby for a name.
Hannah Nicole. There you go. Brooke stated. No, what that dude on Temple of Teacaps say that Lorne was going to be naming his baby Lynn Gwendolyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lynn Gwendolyn. God.
Perfect.
Isn't it amazing when there's no catfishing, suddenly just everything comes up Lorne. Women are going there to fuck him, and he's getting married and having babies. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and he's... I think he built a hotel with his bare hands and sprouted 4 more arms.
Because it's not 4 more dicks. I get enough of them.
Everything's coming up Lorne.
Maybe we should have the dot. Oh, wait. Is that me or you?
No, I think that's me. No.
Yeah, no, that's you.
I
I
think
think that's you.
Maybe we should have the doctor tell us what the sex of the baby is so we can have a name for him.
Somewhere like Skeletor. Look, I've been at work all day. I've got a little bit of a cold hanging on. This is the best Winnie we're getting. It's Skeletor.
Whatever works. No, I thought we agreed that we wanted it to be a surprise.
She is 2 weeks from having this baby.
Yeah.
They haven't thought of a name.
No.
They have no idea what the sex of the baby is.
They're not even like, well, if it's a boy, we'll choose between these ones. If it's a girl, we'll choose between these ones.
Yeah.
No, it's not even that. It's just who cares?
I mean, how Lorne is that? You know, they just said 2 weeks from this baby coming, we don't know the baby's name. And they're just, should we talk to the doctor? Good God. Did you already say I thought we agreed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We did.
Brooke said with anxiousness in her voice.
But I just thought it'd be nice to have a name, baby, to give it when it arrives.
God, I love your Winnie. Well, why don't we choose a name for if it's a boy and a name for if it's a girl?
He's
Aaron
listening. He's
asked.
stealing your ideas.
He is the son of a
That sack
bitch.
of shit.
And he's only figuring this out now?
That's a good idea.
Brooke agreed.
Man, with everything else going on, I wish we could have thought about that sooner.
Thank you, Lord, for that. Thank you.
I wish you could have thought about that sooner. You're
You
only,
need brain cells to think of shit like this.
you're only 8.5 months pregnant. God, you idiot. These people are made for each other.
They are.
We found Lauren's woman.
They sat up for 3 hours that night, thinking up names of people in their families with names they liked, and other names they thought of on their own.
I mean, that would be the process, yes.
Brooke had told Aaron to keep Sunday open and not make any plans, so that they could go through the baby name book she had gotten and decide on the names they would use for their baby.
How fucking tedious is that?
Honey, we need to set aside an entire day.
The whole fucking day. We're just gonna do nothing but study this book. I bet they don't even make it out of the A's.
Oh my god.
Stop suggesting Aaron.
Sunday came around and Brooke and Aaron spent the day on the couch and at the kitchen table going through the baby name book. Around 5 p.m., when Brooke was standing at the stove stirring the macaroni in the boiling water, she felt something wet running down her leg. She looked down to find her pants soaked with water.
Oh no.
She thought to herself.
Aaron.
She muttered. Yeah. He answered as he walked toward her, looked down and saw her pants soaked. What happened? He asked.
My water broke.
She replied. No shit, he muttered as he began to grow nervous and excited at the same time.
Cue frickin' Ricky Ricardo here, comedically getting Lucy out of the house. I bet.
Yeah.
I don't really remember this part very well, but I bet it's that cliched haphazard.
All right, where were we? Brooke reached over and turned the burners to the stove in the off position.
Thank God.
I was right, she turned it up.
Yeah, grab my purse.
She ordered. Aaron grabbed her purse and the car keys, then quickly came to Brooke's side to help her to the car. He carefully helped her in, then climbed in himself and fled
to the
hospital as fast and as safe as he possibly could.
Thank God.
He called the hospital on the way there so they would be ready and waiting at the emergency entrance.
Is this the only baby born in this whole goddamn town?
Right?
Once they arrived, they put Brooke in a wheelchair and rolled her to the delivery room. Aaron's nerves were shot when his mother showed up 12 hours later.
12 hours? This is a fucking 5 is when her water broke. So she's showing up at 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Okay.
God damn, where the hell was she? Gambling all night?
5 a.m. Okay.
Never mind, I guess she had to get off her street corner. I don't know. Okay. Why is it taking so long for the baby to come out? He asked his mother quietly as he stepped away from Brooke's side for a moment.
Oh, let's see if I can call up Mama Gwen here. That's natural. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what that was, but it was funny.
It's been a long day. Hello? Is anyone even listening anymore?
They are for that, boys. Oh my God. If anyone is not in tears right now, let me know.
Yeah. Hey, what if someone tuned into one of our videos and expected us not to be just giggling idiots in the whole thing?
They picked the wrong channel.
I was in labor with you for 23 hours. When her contractions get closer together, the baby will come out. Maybe it's just some little thing. I talked to the doctor. He assured me that everything was fine with Brooke and the baby. So you don't have anything to worry about, Daddy. Oh, God, his mom said assuringly.
Thank you, Grammy. Aaron retorted with a nervous smile. Oh, God, I'm not sure I can handle any more of Mama Gwen talking tonight.
Okay, all right. 6 more fucking hours. 6 more hours went by. And the baby finally decided to come out into the world.
Well, thank fuck. Stupid.
He held a chicken leg.
No, a piece of ham. Get it right.
Yeah, he held a piece of ham. And the baby came crawling out after.
That Doritos commercial.
Oh, God. This is the one that's going to kill me. Oh, God.
Okay, we can do this.
Okay. All right. 6 more hours went by and the baby finally decided to come out into the world. The doctor didn't have to tell Aaron and Brooke what the sex of the baby was. They could see for themselves when the doctor cut the umbilical cord. It was a boy. Aaron felt very proud. He would have felt just as proud if it had been a girl, but he was now a daddy, and that's what made him proud. We still don't have a name picked out for him yet, Brooke said with a heavy sigh and a yawn. Oh, God. Listen to this. Let's see. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm laughing too hard. I can't do a funny voice for the doctor. Oh, God. You can pick out a name for him later, the doctor interrupted. Right now, we're taking the baby to get him cleaned up and blood taken for a test and all. I want you, he pointed to Brooke, to get some much-needed rest.
What are the tests for?
We're trying to find out if he's human.
Aaron asked worriedly.
Nothing to be concerned about, the doctor assured them. It's all routine so that we can find out the baby's blood type and get all that good information.
He's a magician with this writing, I'm telling you. No, okay. Aaron sighed and relaxed.
Your doctor might be stupid.
The nurse took the baby from Brooke's arms and followed the doctor out of the room. Brooke hated to release her newborn baby, and her eyes began to tear up as she did so.
God.
She was very tired and really needed the rest that the doctor had ordered. Yes, you do.
Uh-huh.
You can go home and get some sleep if you want to, Mom. Aaron said as he noticed his mother's eyes begin to close while sitting in the only chair in the room. What a rude bitch. No wonder he wants his mom to go home. He wants
only
that chair.
one chair. She's in the waiting room. Well, I guess this is the 50s, and what happens is the husband paces around the waiting room smoking cigarettes.
No, she's in the room with them.
What?
Just keep reading.
Oh, okay. No? I want you to go lay down on the couch in the waiting room and get some sleep. Yeah, okay, you're right, I stand corrected. The administrative lady said that it's always slow this time of the night, so you won't need anyone in the waiting room.
Oh my God. Okay. Good to know. So for any future mothers out there and fathers and in-laws and stuff, The waiting room is always slow at night when having a baby.
Yeah,
so.
babies are typically born during the day. Don't you know that?
it's-
I mean, the cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
And
stay
wait a
here
minute,
with
wait a minute. No, because it was 5 in the evening.
So 5 a.m.
12 hours later is 5 a.m. 6 hours after that, the baby was born. This is 11 in the morning. He can't even get his times right.
Wait, whoa. Are you accusing Lauren of having continuity issues? I will remind you, there were 4 editors for this book.
I know, and I wanna ask him some questions.
Okay, where even are we?
Namely, what drugs they
I'll
were
stay
taking.
here with Brooks while she's sleeping, his mother replied. I know, I'm getting a little away from Mama Gwen here, but I think this is funny anyway.
All right. I'll come back as soon as I wake up. I love you, Aaron told Brooke as he kissed her and left the room.
Now you close your eyes and get some sleep, Aaron's mother told Brooke with a pat on her hand. I'm going to sit in this chair and knit my new grandson an outfit. And I'll be right here when you wake up. Yeah, thank you, Brooke said with a tired smile and closed her eyes and went to sleep.
Around 6 a.m., Aaron woke up and looked around him. It took him a moment to realize where he was and why. He sat up and rubbed his eyes into focus and made his way back to Brooke's room.
Wait.
6 a.m.
6 a.m.?
So
he slept the clock all the way around to 6 a.m. on that couch in the waiting room?
Yes. Yeah. Because he can't remember what fucking time he wrote down earlier.
Like, they were cooking dinner. Like, this thing...
It said 5 p.m.
Okay.
Then 12 hours later,
Yeah, it would be
the
5
mom
a.m.
showed up.
Yeah.
Then 6 hours after that, the baby was born. That would have been 11 a.m. And here it is, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
God damn, he was tired. Did he
guess
push the
so.
baby out? Maybe.
All right. And, oh, my goodness. Well, it must have been a long time. So around 6 a.m., Aaron woke up and looked around him. It took a moment to realize where he was and why. He sat up and rubbed his eyes into focus, then made his way to Brooke's room. He walked in and found his mother putting the finishing touches on her grandson's new outfit that she worked on tirelessly all through the night.
God damn.
He looked up to see that Brooke was still sleeping. Did you sleep well? His mother asked in a whisper.
Yes, I did. Did you get any sleep? He asked with concern.
Nope, she said with a grin. I was too busy working on my new grandson's outfit to sleep. Now get your head out of your ass. Why don't you go to the cafeteria and get us a bite to eat and some coffee? His mother suggested.
All right. I'll be back in a few minutes, he replied. All the way to the cafeteria and back, Aaron began thinking up names for his son. He almost spilled the 2 coffees twice on the way back to the room because his mind was drifting off thinking about his son. I mean, I have been pretty lost in thought before. I have never nearly spilled something because I'm a fucking moron.
Well, I mean, don't these coffees have lids?
Generally.
Only Lauren could spill a coffee with a lid.
True. He returned to the room to find Brooke, now awake, looking in awe at the outfit that Aaron's mother had knitted that night. It was blue with white trim on the sleeves and along the lines of buttons.
I'd be looking at that pretty amazed, too. She did that and just sitting there?
Yeah.
It's so adorable, she said as she thanked her mother-in-law. Hey, baby, she said to Aaron.
Hi, Aaron replied after he handed the coffee and dishes to his mother and set his on the small table in the corner of the room. How are you feeling? He asked as he bent over and kissed her lips.
How awkward. I'm feeling much better now that I've gotten some rest, she replied.
I've been thinking about the baby's name, Aaron said. Do you like the name Trevor? He asked her.
Well, as good as anything. Yes, I do. How about Trevor Michael? She asked the merchant. Who the fuck is Michael?
I was so just thinking that.
Who the fuck is Michael? You cheating on me? Ya bitch.
Aaron thought for a moment, then said the name out loud so he could hear it. Besides what she said,
Yeah.
of course. Trevor Michael. Trevor Michael, he said a second time. I like it, he answered and kissed her.
I guess we have a name for him now, Brooke said as she took Aaron's hand in hers.
Wow.
That's good, a voice said from the doorway. I should have read him as D-Mac. I
think you had started to.
I should
or
no.
was it a different doctor?
That was the preacher.
Oh.
That was the I shouldn't have wasted D-Mac on the preacher. Because you have to fill out the baby's birth certificate. A nurse walked in behind the doctor with the baby in her arms and bent over to gently place the baby in Brooke's arms. Aaron looked at Brooke, the baby, and his mother proudly.
When will we be able to take the baby home? Aaron asked.
Tomorrow. All you need to do today is all the paperwork. The hard part is all over now, the doctor replied.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Thank you, doctor, Aaron said as he shook the doctor's hand.
And then, save my cigar, the doctor said jokingly. I'll smoke it when my shift is over. You know, so, like, doctors that deliver babies do that, like, all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does this guy just go home with, like, a big pocket just full of cigars and just spend all night smoking himself silly?
Maybe.
Like, just chain smoking cigars?
No, he probably saves them and sells them to new dads, and then they give him one.
That cigar he's holding is like 3 years old.
Yeah.
They all smiled at the doctor's remark, watched him walk out of the room, and turned their attention back to the baby. They were all looking at him. They were all looking at that doctor like, what a dumbass. They all enjoyed having the baby with them for 2 hours before the nurse came back in to take the baby back to the nursery. Aaron's mother finally decided to go home and get some sleep. I'll come over to your house tomorrow. Just call me when you get home, and I'll help you take care of the baby for a couple of days so that you can get used to the newcomer, she said before she left.
Aaron sat beside his wife's bed and shared his Danish and coffee with her, instead of going to get her some fresh ones.
No, fuck her.
The doctor came in when they finished the Danish with the paperwork for the baby's birth certificate and insurance and a dozen other forms that they needed to fill out for the hospital. Buckle up, Buttercup. Y'all are in for so much more paperwork.
And thank God we get to cover the fact that they filled out all the paperwork.
Yeah.
Thank God we get this detail. I thought maybe they were going to go in, squirt out a baby, and then disappear like Robin Hood.
Right? It took them until 3 p.m. to finish filling them out.
Don't doubt it.
Okay, wait. So.
Just don't even try and think of it. Just go with it. This is like watching Sharktopus. You don't question the logic. You just watch.
That's true.
Yeah.
The nurse made the bed next to Brooke so that Aaron could sleep in the same room with Brooke that night instead of in the waiting room on the couch.
That was nice of that nurse to take time out of her day to make up a bed for this moron. That was awful nice of that nurse. It's a good thing that nurses don't have anything else to do with their time but make beds and fluff pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah. When morning arrived, Aaron went to the cafeteria to get a Danish and coffee for him and Brooke. That's the only thing they're eating. He stopped by the nursery on the way back to peek in. He smiled at the nurse that was inside changing the baby's diapers, then went on his way back to Brooke. Aaron walked back to the room to find the nurse taking Brooke's blood pressure and heartbeat.
How does everything look? Aaron asked the nurse, who turned around quickly surprised at Aaron's voice.
Good. She's good to go home with the baby today, she told him.
Good. I was hoping someone would tell me that, Aaron replied. What time can I take them home?
As soon as the doctor comes in and gives you the okay, you bastard. He should be in here soon. Congratulations to you both, the nurse said, before turning to leave the room.
The amazing Kayla came out today. It's very nice to see her again.
Can you imagine if somebody's like really tuned into this to hear the story of Taken Abroad? Like if somebody's trying to do a book report
Oh, God.
and they tuned into our video.
I want to see that book report.
If anybody does a book report, please send it magnapotpie@gmail.com. I want to read it. I will grade it and send it back to you. Oh, Jesus
About
Christ.
10 minutes later, the doctor came in the room to have Aaron and Brooke sign
No,
some
bullshit.
papers.
Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. There's no way the nurse walks out and the doctor's in there in 10 minutes. Bullshit. Out of everything else in this book, I refuse to believe that.
I don't know why you say such things.
They tell you you're ready to go and it's freaking 2 hours before the asshole comes in there.
And at some point, you're like, was I like already discharged? Can I like go?
You're like...
And then no, they still haven't brought your stuff. Okay.
Oh, God. Okay, so in this world, 10 minutes later, the doctor walks in.
To have Aaron and Brooke sign some papers, then told them that as soon as Brooke was dressed, she could wheel her to the lobby.
Yeah,
Which he? Because if we're talking about the doctor here.
Yeah.
Where the nurse would meet them with their baby. Wait, why is the nurse having to meet them with the baby?
Because that's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta keep them closed off.
Yeah.
Aaron helped
Well,
Brooke.
you know, the mother might eat the baby.
Aaron. Oops, I forgot something. Aaron held Brooke off the bed. I was going to say, nobody would do that, but no, she's dumb enough. She'd have done it.
People are pretty goddamn stupid.
And grabbed her clothes for her from across the room after the doctor left. Once she was dressed, he helped her ease into the wheelchair, then wheeled her to the front desk where the nurse was waiting for them with the baby.
Like a hotel.
Brooke held the baby close to her as Aaron wheeled her out front and then moved them both from the wheelchair to the car. On the way home, Aaron called her mother. Hi, Mom. Brooke and I should be home in about 10 minutes. Wait, no, that's turn minutes.
Yeah, in turn minutes.
In
Yep.
turn minutes, he informed her.
You know, we can't always call out the typos on this because this is transcribed on the Temple of TCAP. So it is possible that some of these typos, I have no idea if that's in the original manuscript or if it's a...
I'm just going with it as it is.
You're right, this was typed by an idiot. Okay, so this one's Mom, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be there in about 1 hour, unless you want me to wait a little longer, she replied.
No, 1 hour will be great. Brooke and I will both feel a lot better with you there for a couple of days to help us out, he said.
Okay, I'll see you in 1 hour then.
Aaron hung up the phone feeling relieved that his mother would be there to help them with the baby.
Because God forbid he does anything.
They were both a little nervous about becoming parents and didn't want anything to happen to the baby because of lack of knowledge.
Aaron helped Brooke into the house with the baby in her arms. After getting them settled and comfortable on the couch, he returned to the car to retrieve the rest of the things they received from the hospital, along with the new baby outfit that his mother knitted. When he returned to the house with his arms full, the baby was already crying. He set all the items on the table and rushed to Brooke's side.
Is he all right? He asked worriedly.
Yes, sir, she answered. He's just hungry. Can you hand me some French bread pizza? Can you hand me his bottle? It's on the counter.
Aaron fetched the bottle and handed it to Brooke. As soon as the nipple was in the baby's mouth, the wailing cries ceased.
Bullshit.
Thank you. I was so about to say that.
Bullshit.
Aaron was relieved to see that Brooke was right about the reason the baby was crying. He heard his mother's horn sound on her car as she pulled in the driveway. He opened the door and shouted, "Hi, Grandma. Do you need help with anything?" Aaron asked his mother.
No, I don't, Daddy. I've got it all just fine, she retorted as she closed the car door and began walking towards the house.
Aaron waited for his mother with the door open, then closed it behind her when she was inside.
Hi, Brooke. I see it didn't take long for the baby to get hungry, huh? Aaron. And the poor thing can't even eat ham.
Sorry.
I can't. Aaron's mother smiled at the sight of her daughter-in-law and her new grandson on the couch. It made her happy to see her son's life coming together so well. No, it didn't. He's taking it quite fast, too, Brooke replied. You might want to try and burp him after he drinks a couple ounces. If you don't, he'll get a bellyache, Aaron's mother suggested. Think this woman's so stupid she doesn't know you have to burp a baby?
Which, again, is a major continuity error because anyone that has a baby in the hospital knows that they spend freaking forever helping you learn how to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
They need to make sure before you leave, you can feed them, burp them, change them, you can hold them, you're comfortable with them, you're not about to spike them at the wall like a football. Like, oh, sorry.
I know. This book, it's, oh my God. This is going to be the thing that kills us.
Brooke removed the bottle to see how much the baby had drank already. It read 3 ounces. She set the bottle down and moved the baby's head up to her shoulder, began rubbing the baby's back lightly in an upward motion to help push out the air in his belly.
Do you think Lauren's ever seen a baby?
I don't think so.
Because, like, I'm not an expert, but that's you pet the baby.
You pet the baby.
Yeah. Like you just pet. Yeah.
I
maybe Lauren. I don't know. In this universe, that's what you do. You squish it out. You squish the air out like toothpaste out of a tube.
The baby began wailing again.
I bet he fucking did.
Until all of a sudden a small belch came. The baby stopped crying after he belched, so Brooke cradled and rocked him until he fell asleep. Horse shit. You stopped the baby's meal. You're like, you're done, kid. You need to burp.
Yeah.
And the baby wasn't like, yeah, give me more now.
No.
Okay.
Aaron, you should take the baby from Brooke and set him in his crib. Brooke's fallen asleep, and I'm sure a nap will do us some good, his mother said. Aaron did as his mother recommended and turned the baby's monitor on high and set it in the crib near the baby so they'd be able to hear him better. After the monitor was in place, he returned to the living room to help Brooke from the couch to the bedroom. Once he helped her get comfortable in the bed, he kissed her and told her he loved her, then went back to the kitchen to have a cup of coffee and chat with his mom.
Around 5 p.m., Aaron and his mother began making dinner. Brooke and the baby had been sleeping for 1.5 hours, and they figured they'd better get the dinner made in case the baby woke up. Because the baby's going to need this spaghetti.
Yeah.
Aaron pulled some spaghetti out of the cupboard and broke it in half in the boiling hot water, hopefully before you stuck it in, but,
Yeah.
Do what you do. And then over the baby monitor, he heard the baby begin to wail again.
Let's see. Stay right there and tend to the food. I'll go check on him, his mother ordered with a slight smile.
Aaron turned and grinned after seeing the anxious look on his mother's face when she quickly left the room to check on the baby. He knew his mother had picked the baby up when the wailing stopped and the baby monitor went silent. A few minutes later, his mother returned to the kitchen, still wearing a smile.
"He's so adorable. Nothing like you was," she teased.
Gee, thanks, Mom, he replied.
Aaron continued to stir the sauce and spaghetti as his mother set out 3 plates and 3 large drinking glasses on the table with utensils, butter, salt, and pepper. When the spaghetti was done, his mother pulled the colander out from the bottom cupboard and placed it in the sink to strain water from the spaghetti. "Why don't you go wake up Brooke and I'll finish getting the spaghetti sauce and bread on the table," his mother said as she continued to work. Setting the large stir spoon down on a napkin on the counter, he made his way to the bedroom where Brooke was sound asleep. He shook her gently to wake her up. Slowly, she looked at him and began rubbing her eyes. "Hey, baby," she greeted him. "Is the baby all right?" she asked.
Yes, he's fine. I just came in to wake you up for dinner, he replied.
"What time is it?" she asked.
Almost 6:30 p.m.
"Okay, let me go to the bathroom and wash up and I'll be out," Brooke said as she began to remove her tired body from bed.
Okay, we'll be waiting for you, Aaron said in return.
Aaron returned to the kitchen and grabbed some milk from the refrigerator. There's someone in our Discord that just absolutely just goes off on one every time Lauren's drinking milk.
Yep. So here's to you.
Lauren's filling 3 glasses with milk to drink with their spaghetti. "Is Brooke awake?" his mother asked.
Yes. She's washing up, and then she'll be out, he answered.
Brooke entered the room just as Aaron and his mother sat down at the table. "The food smells good," she complimented. "It's nothing special, just a quick meal," Aaron's mother replied. "It still smells good, Brooke returned. "Especially after having hospital food." Let's see. Oh, God, it's Aaron's mother again. "Yeah, I can see why this would smell so good to you after having hospital food for 2 days," Aaron's mother responded.
Brooke no sooner finished eating her plateful of spaghetti when she heard a loud cry come from over the baby monitor. When did they put the baby back?
Right?
What, didn't they carry? Yeah.
She carried it out, and then I thought they put the baby in like a bouncy seat because the mom just suddenly started doing the spaghetti and.
No, and then they put the baby in a drawer. God damn. "Baby, can you go get him and bring him to me, please?" Brooke asked Aaron.
Aaron knew she was still sore from having the baby and was trying not to move around much, so he did as she asked. When he returned, she had made her way to the sofa and was waiting to take the baby from him. Once he laid the baby in her arms, he fetched her a fresh bottle of milk and a hand towel to lay over her shoulder for when she burped the baby.
Bottle of milk.
Yeah,
Milk?
milk. Because we're like in the 1800s.
Not form. No, okay. All right, fair enough.
Brooke,
I choose to think of this as like another planet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brooke fed and burped the baby while Aaron and his mother cleaned the table and did the dishes. Once the dishes were finished, they retreated to the living room to watch TV for the rest of the night until bedtime. Morning came early for Aaron's mother because she placed the baby monitor on the coffee table by the couch where she slept. The baby only woke up twice during the night. Bullshit.
Yeah, right?
Once at 1 a.m. and again at 4 a.m. He didn't go back to sleep until 5:30 a.m., so Aaron's mother figured she might as well make some coffee and consider herself awake for the day.
Why in the hell is Aaron's mother the one getting up with the baby?
Yeah, she's there to help, not not.
Well, I mean, she is mom, so she's just got mom instincts.
I guess so.
She just has to be mom.
The smell of the fresh coffee brewing woke both Brooke and Aaron up from their much-needed sleep. They both threw on their robes on and stumbled into the kitchen where they shared a look like they had just swallowed heaven when they tasted the coffee.
I don't even think you slept for like the first 3 months of our kid's life.
No.
In fact, I didn't even know he had a face. I thought he was just a hole with ears.
Yeah. I took naps when I fed him.
Yeah.
I fell asleep with him in my arms, and then he'd cry again.
You two look like you're in love with your coffee cups.
You guys are in heaven. Are you kidding me? Seriously.
Aaron's mother said as she laughed. But she's been up since 4. She's been up all night with the baby. She's been up since 4 in the morning now. And she's just chipper. Just, you look like you love your coffee. Like,
I'll be honest, I hate really chipper morning people.
uh,
Mornings shouldn't exist.
I think I hate everybody in this book. In fact, I think I hate everybody associated with this book, really. I mean, if we're being honest here.
No, you're
Yeah.
good. That's because we are, Aaron replied.
The next couple of days went by, and Aaron and Brooke couldn't have been more thankful to Aaron's mother for staying with them and helping with the baby while Brooke was healing, and they were both getting used to the baby's presence. They both felt a sadness grow inside them when they watched Aaron's mother drive away. Yeah, because now y'all have to take care of the baby. Over the next couple of months, they had family and friends coming in and out to see and welcome the new member to the family. Aaron had never taken so many pictures in his life as he did the first 6 months of little Trevor's life. He couldn't believe how much his son had grown in such a short amount of time. Aaron worked as many hours as he could at the garage so that Brooke could stay home with the baby. He usually got in a 55-hour work week, so they were able to live a good 55-hour work week, so they were able to live good and still be able to save a small amount of money from every paycheck because he made a better than average hourly wage. God, what a tongue twister that
Was a really bad sentence. Soon after Trevor Michael had turned a year old, Aaron began having some of his nightmares again. He'd wake up in a cold sweat and have to carefully get out of bed so he wouldn't wake Brooke. He normally went into the bathroom and splashed his face clean, take a few deep breaths, then go back to bed and be able to sleep fine the rest of the night. However, there was one night that the nightmare had been so bad that he woke himself up screaming. He sat straight up in bed and found Brooke was on the floor. He scared the dickens out of her, and when she jumped awake, she landed with a thud on the floor. Brooke reached up to turn the light onto the lamp that sat on her nightstand. She needed to see better than what the nightlight would allow. When the room brightened so she could see more, she found Aaron drenched in sweat and shaking all over. His eyes were soaked with tears. Brooke was stunned. She quickly climbed back in the bed and placed her hand on his sweaty face.
"Are you all right?" she asked worriedly.
Aaron was breathing heavily as he exhausted
and answered back to her.
What?
He exhausted and answered back to her.
Okay.
You know, again, there's someone in our Discord who's an English teacher, and I would very much like to hear her take on that sentence. Aaron was breathing heavily as he exhausted and answered back to her.
I'm stumped.
Lauren does paint an image with words, but that image is kind of
Pretty
static.
sure a kid could do better with finger paint.
That image is kind of staticky. It's definitely not 4K here.
Yeah. No, I just had a bad dream. No, I'm sorry I woke you, honey.
It's all right, Dad. Do you want to talk about it, my love? She asked in deep concern.
No, I think I just need to get a drink to cool myself down and a quick shower, and I'll be all right, he replied.
Now, granted, this was a nightmare that knocked this woman out of bed, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this nightmare aside, people spend a lot of time talking about his nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, yeah, this one you're going to have a lot of talk about because, hey, idiot, I ended up on the floor because of you. But, I mean, like, any other time, it's just like, oh, my God, you had a nightmare?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's another planet. It's another planet.
Yes.
I just got to stop reading into this. This is taking place on Mars.
Aaron got up and went to the kitchen for a tall glass of milk. He peeked in to check on Trevor Michael on his way to the bathroom. Still asleep. Thank God I didn't wake him up too.
Bullshit!
He said quietly to himself as he pulled the door closed behind him and then got into the shower. How many times did we try to do anything quietly?
Oh, no.
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 And that was us being quiet.
Oh, thank God I can see the end of the chapter. Once he was under the cool water, he began to feel his eyes tearing up again because he's a big fucking crybaby and because of the nightmare he had.
Why am I going through this? Why am I having these nightmares all over again?
Look,
He asked himself.
I'm not making fun of PTSD, which is clearly what Lauren's stupid brain is trying to describe here.
Right.
I'm not trying to make fun of PTSD or people that come back from combat, with PTSD. I'm not making fun of any of that. I'm making fun of this idiot's description of PTSD.
Yeah.
This is how a young teenager that just has some idea of what PTSD might be would describe. This isn't... God.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, if somebody's suffering from PTSD, I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of this idiot. Because, he doesn't even know what it is, and he's trying to write a whole book about it. He pisses me off.
I know. After spending an hour under the cool water trying to regain himself, Aaron dried himself off and returned to bed. Brooke had gone back to sleep, so he didn't bother cuddling up with her.
The bitch.
Instead, he laid there with his eyes open and staring blindly into the dark until daylight began showing through the window. He looked over at the alarm clock as it read 5:32 a.m. He threw some jeans and a t-shirt on without waking Brooke and went to the kitchen and began making himself some coffee. About a half hour later, Trevor Michael began talking. Aaron went in to check on him. He found him standing at the edge of his crib, mumbling as he was rubbing his little finger back and forth along the top of the crib rail. He looked up when he saw Aaron swing the door open and reached his little arms up straight for his dad to pick him up and take him out of the crib. Aaron walked toward his son and did as his son wished. After he had him in his arms, Aaron realized he should have changed Trevor's diaper before he picked him up, because now he had baby poop and pee on his arm and t-shirt. Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up.
I knew you were
going to
have
this again.
I knew you were going to have to say something about that.
You have to pick him up anyway to change him. It's a crib. It's not a bed. You have to pick him up oh my God. Oh, and no, you don't just pick him up and it squishes out the diaper. It's already been squished out the diaper. You could see it, smell it, before you feel it.
Yeah, if it's at the point where it's going to be all over you after picking up the baby, that crib is covered in shit.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Before you even enter that, because anyone who's been a parent has been there. Before you even open that door that it has just been an explosion. And I have one horror story to tell that I'm going to tell it probably some other time. But it's oh my God, no, it does not surprise you. I'll put it that way. You know it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you got the best of Daddy this morning, didn't you? Aaron said to his son with a bland look on his face.
Trevor looked at his dad and giggled as Aaron sat him down on the changing table and began changing Trevor's diaper. Once he was finished with that smelly task, he put on Trevor's socks and coveralls. The way it's written, it sounds like Aaron is putting on the baby's clothes on himself. He put on Trevor's socks and coveralls, then cleaned off his own arm.
What? You had to wait. No, not getting into it.
So he did all of that covered in shit. When he picked up Trevor and turned around, Brooke was standing there watching Aaron in admiration. This man is standing there covered in shit. And she's admiring that. This is Winnie.
Yeah. Mom!
Trevor muttered as he reached out his hands for his mother to take him.
I shit on Daddy.
I shit all over him. It's great. You should try it. He seemed to like it. Oh, God. This. Oh, okay. We're almost there. We can do it. All right.
Brooke took Trevor from Aaron and then leaned her head toward Aaron to give him a kiss. Aaron adored the sight in front of him, and Brooke could see it all over his face. They both turned and walked to the table, and Aaron pulled the high chair in for Brooke to place Trevor in it. It should be out.
Yeah.
Okay. They let Trevor feed himself the scrambled eggs they gave him, and they ate French toast. He hasn't changed his shirt.
No, he's still covered in shit. He just used the napkin to wipe it off of his arm. He's good. He's fine. He stinks, but he's okay.
There was quite a mess to clean off the high chair when Trevor was finished, but he seemed to enjoy what he ate of his breakfast.
After Brooke got Trevor cleaned up and Aaron got the mess cleaned up from the high chair and the table, they put Trevor in the playpen and left him play while they sat with their coffee cups at the table. I want to talk about the nightmare you had last night, Brooke blurted out.
Aaron looked at her in surprise. He didn't think she would bring it up.
You kicked her onto the floor, you moron. Of course she's going to talk about that.
Or at least he was hoping she wouldn't. No, I'd really rather not talk about it, honey.
I do, she demanded. What happened last night scared me. I think it's important to talk about it.
All right. I'm sorry I scared you. I don't know why my nightmare was as bad as it was, but it scared me too, he exclaimed.
Will you please go see a psychiatrist for me and Trevor at least? There's obviously some things that are still bothering you from the war, she said with a look of worry and emotion.
What does just emotion look like?
It's obvious some things are bothering him from the war, and she has emotion. What's hard to understand?
I just don't know what the look of emotion
is.
It's
emotion.
Oh my gosh. Aaron let out a deep sigh. No, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll be back in a little while. Aaron kissed her on the lips and gave her a squeeze on her shoulder, then turned and walked out the door, still covered in shit.
Still covered in shit, yep.
Brooke walked to the window and watched him as he walked down the driveway.
And thank God, we have finally reached the end of that.
Oh,
my goodness.
That chapter was hard. Oh,
my goodness. Like I said, can you imagine if someone's tuning into this to actually hear the story? Like someone's like, I'm really interested. I want to know where this goes. And then us two idiots are just laughing. It's great.
It is.
It's great. It's great.
Anyway, till next time, kiss, kiss.